Morning, y'all. Bright and early. Well, it's dark and early. I get up before it's even bright. Sometimes. It all depends on how tired I am. Really, what my thing is I think I got something up in my neck or something like that. And pretty much get a few hours of sleep, and then I wake up because my arms hurt and are numb. Yeah, comes with the territory. I mean, I actually slept pretty good, but I slept more like yesterday after work. I slept until about 1 o'clock, and that's only because of karaoke. I didn't get out of karaoke till I didn't get home till like 3:30 in the morning. Then I went to work at I got up when my arms woke me up at like 5. Anyhow, so I fell out, so I'm up early, which is cool. I like being up early because it gives me a lot of time before work. I actually don't even have to work today. That's kind of cool. So I'm gonna go and take it's my kid's first day of school in the morning. Well, a couple hours. So I'm gonna surprise them with breakfast and coffee and drive them to school. They like hanging out with their old man. Talk to him about this. This is I'm going to be doing I think this is my YouTube video, and I'm going to be doing, it's called DotheStu page, or what is it on YouTube? Daggone YouTubers. I got called a daggone YouTuber the other day at Home Depot. I was filming a story, talking to my phone. Some people, I get it, man. It's something kind of new, and a lot of the older dudes out there, old construction guys, are all out there not understanding it, and that's fine. I'll be laughing to the bank maybe someday, right? Anyhow, that's the whole thing about life, man, is you can't be worried about what other people think, really. If you're worried about what other people think, there's gonna be a lot you miss out on, and that's just the God honest truth. It's kind of like giving tips on things. I do sit there and think about a lot of things. Who am I to be giving parenting tips? I've got a couple of good sons. I feel like it's not like I'm trying to tell you how to be a dad or mom, or what you should and shouldn't do. There are things that you should and shouldn't do, and there are particular guidelines. But I don't really think there's any guideline to, the deeper things of raising a kid. An example, I have 2 boys. Obviously, you guys, those that know me, know my 2 boys. And I'm big. I've always been big into training in the gym. I was an amateur boxer. Was into MMA some. Was thinking about doing it, but I was very, very good at it. But I was very realistic, and some of these dudes out here are not playing, and so I wanted to be able to get in there and shut them down real quick. So I was putting my time in before I ever went pro, but I was on my way. So I was real big into, always been into weightlifting and running. I don't run much anymore. I tend to get my cardio through throwing hands. I like to keep my hands up. I enjoy it. Anyhow, point being is my son, my oldest son, is also very athletic. He enjoys the competition. Kind of my job as his dad in that is to teach him what I know about bodies, about working out, about what he needs, nutrition. I've done a lot of my homework on that stuff, so I know a lot about it. And as a dad, my job is to help him develop in his direction. I think a lot of times, my boys will come up to me and they'll tell me, my youngest will sit there and be like, "Dad, are you weird or something?" And you have to understand Colty and how he talks. He's especially something else. He will crack you up he was yay high off the ground, He had adults choking on their jelly beans. I mean, that's how funny he was. Anyhow, he great kid. He's not as athletic per se as Jack. He's not into it like Jackson. He could be. Anybody could be athletic to a degree. Some people are more naturally talented and all that. But like anything, it's about the work you put in, right? And as a dad, I have 2 sons. They're very similar in ways, and they're very, very different in ways. They get along great. That's awesome. But they both are very talented and very well-rounded in their talent. But Jackson is the athlete. And I like to train both my boys. You don't have to be an athlete to go to the gym. It's good for you. It can help you a lot of ways. It can help you mentally. Listen, all those people out there on antidepressants that don't like being on antidepressants and all that, and have never tried putting in 45 minutes to an hour max at the gym. A real workout, but all you really need to get somewhere is 45 minutes of, I can bring you through a workout in 30 minutes and you will be lit up for 3 days. All right, you will feel it for 3, and that's if you're in shape. If you ain't in shape, you're gonna feel it for about 2 weeks. Anyhow, it don't take much. You got to do this about going, right? And that's part of going, is teaching them the little steps, the daily steps that you don't see. You're not going to grow in a day. I always find it comical. A lot of dudes be, oh man, I'm going to start working out. It used to be creatine protein powder, which is a joke if you eating right most of the time. Now, protein powder and creatine are probably the 2 good things, the good supplements. Most supplements are a waste of money, straight up. Maybe it gives you a little more up here thinking you're doing something. Not really. If you ain't doing the real deal old steroids, not helping yourself too much. You got to put the work in. And honestly, even if you are on steroids, you still got to put the work in. Anyhow. Uh-oh. Might be waking people up, so it's still early. Anyhow, so you can't be. The point is it takes time. You have to go and go and go. I've been going for years. I'm not trying to overdevelop. I just try to stay in shape. I like being in shape. If I don't stay in shape, my back hurts. Everything hurts. So I might as well. It helps me up here. I'd go freaking nuts without it, let me tell you. I'd go nuts. I'm almost there anyway, so I'm like on the verge. And the gym like keeps me on this side. And this is the good side. This is over crazy, little crazy. Over crazy, little crazy. I like to be right about there. Anyhow, that's what it does. And so it's good for you. It's good for you in a lot of ways. Now, with Colton, he doesn't like the gym. He thinks it's a waste of time. He knows it's not in ways, but he would rather be at the house tinkering on his computer. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you got to get him away from the games and this and that, blah, blah, blah. My son makes games. He's already basically a computer engineer. This kid is amazing. He's learning how to and he's into it. He'll sit there for hours. Good kid. As long as he does good in school and he's taking showers, cleaning his room, things of that nature. My job as his dad is to help him go that way, to support him. It's kind of like growing, gardener. Great example. You want to grow a plant, you want to grow a tree, you want to grow something. You can't make that grow by forcing it, but you can help it, and it will grow bigger and stronger because you helped it. But if you try to make a tree or a plant grow away, it doesn't normally grow or doesn't want to grow, you're probably going to kill it, or it's not going to come out right. Not going to last long. It's going to have issues, what have you. It's very, very similar. So as a dad, my job is to pick up on the things. Now, a dad you got to be sometimes persuasive. Not saying that. I made Colton go to the gym. And at first, he actually did see a lot from it. He really liked throwing hands. And he had a nasty right. Like, let me tell you that as a 12, 13-year-old, if he caught a grown man with that straight right, probably put him down. One shot. Boom! I mean, it would have been over. So it has done him some good. It showed him he has had some great muscle development and all that stuff, but he's just not into it. And I love it when he goes, and I tell him, I constantly remind him, hey, the gym is a good thing regardless of what you're doing. So, but it doesn't matter. It's not his baby. And that's fine. I have to find other ways to hang out with him, like bringing him coffee and bringing him to school this morning. You know, he's over at my ex's. Anyhow, we 50-50. We're 50-50 in case you're wondering. I have them a lot. I see my boys every day. I don't mess around. That's not something, when I left my wife, I was not leaving my boys. Why I stayed with her for so long as well. Because I wanted to be in my boys' life every day. I felt like they was old enough and things were just bad. And so I got the heck on out of there. But never, ever would I leave my boys. I couldn't do that. Never. Anyhow. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this too on YouTube, is because we're going on 12 minutes of my rants. Let me tell you something. I can talk it up too. I ain't done. Y'all have a good one.